Hi, I'm Bob Ellis, and on this episode of Explore, we're visiting Hidden Valley Lake on top of Brumley Mountain in Washington County, Virginia. As freshwater lakes go, especially in this area, Hidden Valley Lake is not a big lake. But what makes this lake interesting is where the lake is located. This is Brumley Mountain. It's one of the taller mountains in our area, and nestled in a shallow valley on top of Brumley Mountain is Hidden Valley Lake. To get there, follow 19 north out of Abingdon. You'll cross the North Fork of the Holston River and head up through Moccasin Gap. It's about 3 miles from the river to a sign on the right pointing to Hidden Valley Lake. This is your turn. At this point, the road becomes curvy, narrow, and very steep. You're driving along a boulder field as you climb the mountain. The boulders range from big to huge. Imagine, if you will, the force of water that would be required to deliver these things down the mountainside. Once you've topped the mountainside, the road levels out and you enter Hidden Valley from the west over Brumley Creek, the source for the 65-acre man-made lake. Because of the shape of the top of Brumley Mountain, most of the floor of Hidden Valley has been a wetland since the last ice age. The area was considered sacred hunting grounds for Native Americans, and around the turn of the 20th century, it was targeted for the harvesting of virgin hardwoods. By 1963, the Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries acquired Hidden Valley, upgraded the small dam, and created Hidden Valley Lake. Over the years, it has evolved into what it is now, a great place to take kids to teach them how to fish. We met Jerry Wimmer and Eric Eller, who had brought their families for exactly that reason.
Out here, so there's some pretty good fishing, but I ain't got to fish up here in a long time. Brought the grandkids up here time or two, but we got them down there now, and they're down there getting the night crawlers ready now. We're going to put them in the canoe and see what we can do.
This is Branson. He'd just caught his first fish on this outing.
I think the bluegill was cool and I got to touch it.
Now this is Catherine Grace. Her friends call her Gracie. Gracie's an old hand at fishing.
I caught 2 yesterday and 2 today.
But her brother Evan had the real battle of Hidden Valley Lake. He fills us in on the details.
Well, if it wouldn't have been for the rod holder, the reel had got jerked and then it would have been gone. It was a fight. It was a real big fight.
But you soon learned that it was about a lot more than just catching fish. It was about being together as a family and getting to know the natural world. And it's about giving your kids adventures that they will remember for the rest of their lives.
Okay, catch a big one. We'll have it for supper.
This is a quiet place. A person finds themselves whispering. Motorboats aren't welcome here.
Anything without a power source, kayaks and which that's good. It's small,
keep the lake
and
clean,
peaceful, and you don't have the racket and the people running over you. But I'm into canoe. I got big boat, little boat, pontoon, but the canoe is the way I like to go. Anyway, it's quite and simple.
This is a clean lake, and we need it to stay that way. This is Morgan O'Quinn. He's a Virginia Conservation Police Officer with the Department of Game and Inland Fisheries.
If you look around, you will see spots where people have tried to build campfires too close to the water. We have signs that are telling you where campfires can be built at in the camping area, not within 100 feet of the water line. You can't camp within 100 feet of the water line. We don't want the erosion, we don't want the traffic, we don't want any of the runoff that might go into the water. So we want to keep everything as clean as we possibly can.
Hidden Valley Lake is a great place for campers, and it's encouraged. Fires are permitted. But the thing you don't want to do is bring tires up here to burn or lumber with nails in it. You need to be kind to the environment and think about the people who will follow you after you're gone. If you want to come here and do some fishing, you will need to pick up a Virginia freshwater fishing license. And of course, there are regulations on fishing. There are several species of fish in the lake, and there are no restrictions on crappie or bluegill. Some people call them sunfish. However, you can only catch one bass per day, and it has to be at least 18 inches long, and the limit on northern pike is 2 per day, with a minimum length of 30 inches. Statewide limits apply for other fish species. Don't forget that gasoline motors, sailboats, swimming, trot lines, or fishing tournaments are not permitted. If you have a canoe or a kayak, bring them up. But do not forget about that extremely steep climb up the mountain and that steep climb back down. Make certain to have your brakes checked out before making the trip.
He thinks he's a water dog.
Yeah, he does. Misty said, "Oh, did you want to rub me?"
Sam, you always mess up the good fishing spots for me.
He said, "I can't help it."
Of course, you don't have to be a fisherman to enjoy Hidden Valley Lake.
My wife and I love the outdoors, and we like to bring our dogs hiking as often as we can, but we're also exploring this area because we plan on doing the 14-mile track out to the channels. And also I'm a big-time kayaker, so I like to do some kayak fishing. So we're just checking the area out. It's beautiful. This is beautiful country. So it's not too often you get to find a lake 3,000 feet in the air. So, but yeah, we love it up here, and we're excited about exploring.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Explorer. Hidden Valley Lake is one of our true regional treasures. So do yourself a favor, grab the kids, take the dogs, get out and enjoy nature in this beautiful area that we call home.